Done our dough, chaps. We've done our dough.
Hello and welcome back to Odds, the betting and racing podcast. Hit all the panic buttons, hit all the emergency exits because we have dropped below 10%. We're winning returns for the first time in a long time. So this weekend is make or break. I was looking at the weekly returns. It's been 5 losing weekends in a row, and I was looking at when we were getting a lot of bonus bets from the sport that's dropped off, and it really does correlate. As soon as we haven't had that $20 of bonus bets as a safety net, the returns have really plummeted. And also, I think it's just been poor tipping, bad luck, a combination of things. It can't always be good, but there was a patch in the middle there with 5 winning weekends in a row. The profits were up to about 277 in cash, and everything was going great. It's steadily gone down. Now we are at exactly $111 profit. That's across racing and sport combined, so 111 in profit, and the percentages are about 7%. So we are line ball with the ASX 200 after 25 weeks. So there'll definitely be some things to improve in the new year. I'll start to look at sectionals a bit more. I'll start to look at jockeys a bit more. I'd like to do a bit better on the race patterns. So at the moment, it's sort of a general look at who's going forward, who's going back. Is there a preponderance of too many horses forward, too many back? Okay, I'll go the other way. But I'd like to be a little bit more in-depth of how certain horses are suited to certain positions, and I think that's an avenue for improvement. And then also how the money's allocated. I've been yo-yoing a bit between a lot of races, 2 meetings, sometimes just 1 meeting. That's something I could look at too. So with everyone's punting, there's different ways you can improve. So that will be a job for late December and early January. So looking briefly at last week, the real only May return was from Palm Angel. That was a good win in race 2, $12 back. The rest was really just a few place dividends here and there and some scratching dividends, $1 here, $2 there. Pisces was poor, On Display was poor. They were sort of 2 favourites I was hoping would do well. Poison Chalice narrowly lost, same for It's Our Time. They were almost. And then Missed Well. Still a poor name. Stand by that, but I missed that 20-1. Back the wrong outsiders, Run Harry Run, Roll on High. Ascot was nowhere near it, and that was basically the tail of the tape. So Outlay 50 got back $27.70 for a loss of $22.30. And then in the same game multi in the sport, North won in a cakewalk. Tick, O'Loughlin for anytime goal scorer. Tick, she kicked 3, I believe. But Conway, the shortest leg of them all at $1.20, didn't get the 15 touches. So we lost the $20. We do get $20 in bonus bets. Hallelujah, that will be great. I could have just stuck with the odds of just having those first 2 legs at the odds of $2. I thought, do I go over the 3rd leg? I thought, yes, let's be greedy and let's lose. So that takes us into this week. And it's Ballarat Cup Day on Saturday. And it's the Northerly Stakes Group 1 in Perth, and it's the Mufhasa Classic at Trentham in New Zealand. So that's basically where things are going to go. I'll do a few bets at Eagle Farm to make the most of the races 1 to 4, get your bonus bets back for 2nd or 3rd with the tab. I'll leave Sydney. Most of the bets at Ballarat. In terms of country tracks, Ballarat and Bendigo have always been very good for me. I like betting there. I'm sure that everyone out there's got tracks that have worked well for them and tracks that haven't. So that's a good country cup meeting for me. And let's dive right in. So race 1 at Ballarat. A lot of first starters. Aleppo Pine's the short favourite at 240. I don't tend to like horses at a blue point. I haven't seen a lot of them win. Could just be that they've been the races that I've in, or I'm not even noticing it, and maybe there's a reason for that. 240 is quite short. Hello Romeo was good, leading, being up on the pace and winning at Bendigo. The 380 is pretty decent. There's some horses with it's a horse called Different Gravy. Poor name, poor job. What's going on? Never Enough Lego, I considered. Seem to have run a good trial out of Ole Kirk, which I rate as a sire. And then down the bottom, Befuddle out of Hanseatic. Loved Hanseatic as a horse, so I think that could go back and run on well. And then Angelotti's sort of silly odds. Like it's had the 2 starts. Last time it was it was an okay fourth. Like it wasn't really decent where it was right up there, but once it was beaten off, it battled on well and ended up sort of overtaking a horse that had gone past it. So, I mean, it probably should be 20. It's like 70. So there'll be bonus bets for me going on that for sure at that price. 71 and 12 for the place. I mean, my stars really. So win bet on Hello Romeo, hoping for placing a bonus bets back. Bonus bets on Angelotti, and then Quinellas and trifectas for Hello Romeo, number 1. Never Enough Lego, number 5. Befuddle, number 10. Angelotti, number 11. Going on to race 2, similar story, except they're not really first starters. They've just had a handful of starts. This one, Dream All Day's a super interesting horse. I remember this from when, early on when I started the podcast, Aztec State won, and Dream All Day ran second at about 200 to 1, and Rezone ran into third like 100 to 1, and it was a trifecta that could have been, but Dream All Day was a very interesting runner. It had sort of 2 starts in maidens, been close up, taken to the big leagues to Flemington, ran a really good race, beat everything bar Aztec State, which was flying at the time. Now here it is, back in a, 1400 metres class 3 at $1.85. Well, yes, it's probably the best horse in the race, but it's going to go back. All horses can find trouble, and some of these it's sort of decent. Regal Secret was a good win last start. I feel like that form, they sort of plotted a bit, might not be the strongest form. Denori was good on pace. It's going to have to, from barrier 9, sort of go to the lead this time. Maybe that'll be difficult. Joan, second spell first, but it's all been on slow. It's sort of unknown on dry ground, depending if the rain comes late and it's not soaked by then, but that's a question mark. Just for Show, very good name, points there. Been close up in all its runs. I feel like that's a horse I'd like to be on. And then Typhoon Tony, also like, it's had losses on the wet. It had its win on the good. I feel like 30s is over, so bonus bets on that for sure. I'm just going to sort of take on Dream All Day. They'll probably win, but too short for me. I'll go each way on Just for Show, number 2. Each way on Typhoon Tony, especially if you've got bonus bets in store. And then a trifecta, I'll go to Just for Show, number 2, and Denori, number 6 as roaming bankers with a field to rove. We'll try that. That's race 2. Race 3, 1,200 metres, 3-year-olds. What I would say here is the favourite Cleo Cat, it's had 4 wins. That's great. But last time it had a really good run behind the leader and got the gap and sort of kicked clear, but then was still sort of fighting off another horse to hold on. Probably won't get that great run this time. It may, but this is a pretty competitive field. It might not be a hot field, but it's certainly competitive. Extremely Rowdy is coming back from maybe some outlandish races compared to where that horse was at, but very winnable here down in grade. Here Comes the Star, under and over, very capable. Kiko, quality horse. That's down in grade. Isabella's been consistent, has to do with barrier 11. Lady Di is value at 23. So there's a lot of competition. And so I don't really like the 380 in that scenario. For me, Illusive number 10, I haven't mentioned that yet, but that's coming off running, sort of tailed off in a Group 3 at Caulfield, but before that the form was good. I feel like that's a horse that will bob up at odds. That's paid 15, so some sort of bonus bet on that. My each way bet will be on Extremely Rowdy, hoping for bonus bets back. And then for a Quinella, go number 3, Lady Di, number 5, Kiko, number 9, Extremely Rowdy, number 10, Illative. That can be the Quinella. Moving on to race 4, the Vobis Gold Eureka Stockade. This one, small field, but a good betting race, competitive. I was on Miraval Rose last time, didn't deliver. Still ran third, but didn't really deliver because it was paying about $4.40. Anna's Dream here's been very consistent. I feel like it's raced well for this race and is good value at 11s. Eugenius is a possibility. Mo Down ran on from back in the field last start, but the form's been consistent. It wasn't really threatening to win last time, so I don't know if it's going to take the step. Ferrari's been favoured a lot lately in better races. Probably will win here. 290 makes sense. Mr. Mbini I liked last start, it ran third, paid well for third. Salui down in class as well and likes good ground. So for me at 20s, a definite value runner. I'll go each way on that. I'll go each way on Edda's Dream. And then a Quinella, or trifecta, for 1 Salui, 3 Mr. Mbini, 7 Mirabelle Rose, 8 Edda's Dream. Intriguing race. Maybe not a race to put the farm on because it's too competitive, but yeah, difficult. Difficult is what I would say. Race 5, the 1600 metre Eager McKellar Mile. I just looked at this being time strapped and thought, no, 15 horses over the 1600, I'll just leave it. So that's a leave. Race 6, the Hertz Handicap. This one was a bit similar. I went through the form. I think that it's really going to come down to who gets a good run. There wasn't anything obvious where I thought, yes, I'd like to be on this. I'd like to say that Fishin, the favourite, and it's a very open favourite at $5.50. It's a real place getter. 12 placings out of 22 starts were only 3 wins. So that was, I looked at that and looked away immediately. I thought, no, the value's not there for that. Certainly, as a place getter, always, but not to win. Wonderfully named Russian Revolution and Nuclear Force, and they've called it Fission. Points galore for you owners right there. So I'm just going to have a token bet on number 20. I like it when good quality horses are down the order. It's only had a handful of runs, lightly raced, but it's run some better races. Well named, Don't Hope To, well drawn, barrier 3, paying $7 each way going on there. That's race 6. Race 7, this is the last of the sports bet. Race 1 to 7, get bonus bets back scenario. So here, Joyful Fortunes, ex-Hong Kong, very capable. She Dances, I look at form last night, I really liked. Celsius Star, I backed both times. It seems to get back and do a real burning down the outside run on. I'd like to be on it when it wins. I feel like its time will come where it runs on a hot pace and comes over the top. $13 for tomorrow. I'll have something on it. Scuderia, I feel like has been a similar story. Has been running better races, sort of tailed off in the last one at least. Before that, it was closer up. But I feel like that it's a better horse than that and things will turn around for it. It's $18 is probably value. Difficult race. Things like Katsu and Mr. Exclusive, they all bob up at the right time for them. I didn't really like it. I'll do She Dances each way. I'll do Celsius Star each way, probably with a bonus bet because of the odds. And some sort of Quinella. I think the race, it's open enough that the dividends could be high. I'll do 1, 3, 7, and 10. 1, 3, 7, and 10 in a Quinella. So Joyful Fortune, She Dances, Celsius Star, and Scuderia. And then I'll do a trifecta where She Dances and Celsius Star can be rubbing bankers, and that can be with the field. That's race 7. Race 8, 2,000 metres, 84 grade. Bold Soul, I mean, it's really done nothing wrong. 10 starts, 5 wins, 3 placings. First up, second up, both great records. Loves it dry. It's got a lot of weight, but at $18, I'd like to be honest. Independent Road, Fujita Sand, you can make cases for. Pickeroon's a horse I like, a name I like, paying 20. I feel like it's sort of a tough country horse that'll be suited here over the distance. Ruakaka Raider was really good last time. I didn't like it. Egg on my face definitely for saying that was the one I would least want to be on, and it won quite well. This time, I'll take it on again, only because it's got barriers 16. After last run, everyone is on a 320 compared to when it won and paid about 10. So just in a big competitive field, I think it'll be a little bit tough. Goliotis, number 19. I thought it was a good run last time. Before that, it was a bit mixed, but it was tough on pace. From barrier 9, I'd love to see that do well at 33 to 1. And other than that, it's just a very competitive field. So I'll do Pickeroon each way, Bold Soul, a bonus bet for the win, and then a place bet. And then a Quinella, a big Quinella, 1, 2, 4, Bold Soul, Independent Road, Fujita San, as mentioned, number 9, Pickeroon, as mentioned, and Goliotis, number 19. Moving on to the Cup. Sad that Young Werther was scratched. I thought that the form basically was when it ran in good races, it didn't come anywhere, and then when it dropped in grade, it would win or run well. So I was keen for it to drop in grade in this race at the $14 and to be on it, but it's scratched. So my attention goes to Lady in Pink. I hadn't noticed this sort of throughout the spring, but its form has been quite good. It's been racing in Group 1, Group 2, Group 2, Group 2. So I I like that here. I feel like from 8, it's going to get a good run. $12 is a good price. It jumped out at me more than the others. Poison Chalice, I do really like it, but I don't think it needs to be favourite in a race like this, especially from barrier 14, even though it has got Craig Williams on board. I definitely love to see that win. Great name, great horse. Future History, I think people are looking at the weight and looking at the barrier and thinking, oh no, but I mean, that's been running in top races in the spring. If it can just get across and get a decent run, the 650 is really, really good. So I'll do my main each way bet. And just to remind, this is the sports bet, run first or second and get paid out as a winner promo. So I'll go Lady in Pink. It was going to be Young Werter, but I'll go Lady in Pink. And then a backup bet on Future History. And then Quinela's trifectas around 1 Future History, 4 Mufhasa, 5 Globe, 11 Lady in Pink, a box start. And yeah, otherwise, it's a bit of a raffle. Wasn't super keen on Torrenzino's win. I didn't think it beat too much. Strawberry Rock's an interesting horse, but yeah, sort of your collection of country challenges. Race 10 was a skip for me. I'll jump straight into Eagle Farm. Just looking at the early races where there's money back for second or third. The first race, a lot of first starters, a lot of horses that had one run. Lockyer was good running second. It's a bit unknown on the wet. It's currently a slow 6. It's got to jump from the outside barrier. I just think that in races like this where they are all sort of even, there's a lot of unknowns. I don't like that. It's a 2:15 favourite. Mortal Halo, I watched the trial, wasn't too bad. Like the name, reminds me of Mortal Kombat. Sometimes, these are the things you've got to that really grab you. And then there was one more, Zuzu Jenica down the order, barrier 2. I like the trial win. It impressed me. It's out of Rothesay. I seem to remember that was a decent young horse. So a bonus bet on Zuzu Jenica. Each way on Mortal Halo. I'll take on the favourite Lockyer. Race 2, sort of similar story here. I'll go El Pensador, the favourite, just because the form's been pretty consistent. I've looked at some of the other runners. They seem to just be not as flash. They win every now and again. But yeah, El Pensador's been trying to back up. It won twice in a row. Then it's had three sort of close-up runs. Just a win bet on El Pensador. Race 3 was a skip. Just quite open, and I was getting to the end of the $50 amount, so I thought, no, there's better races. Race 4, had a look. Yeah, the favourite 10 Trinity Square, I do like. It's won a few in a row, and yeah, the $3.30 thought was good. And yeah, see how that goes. So that's Eagle Farm. We'll do one in New Zealand. We'll go to Trentham and look at the Mufhasa Classic. So race 8 over 1600. I thought that this was a few top flight Group 1 horses and a few sort of Group 2, Group 3 ceiling sort of runners. La Creek, amazing, 22 starts, 9 wins, 9 placings, deservedly favourite here. Comparing a few of the other horses, nothing really jumped out as being something I'd rather bet on. One Bold Cat, really nice form. I liked Pearl of Alsace down the bottom, 17 starts, 7 wins, 3 placings, undefeated at the track, and it was a good second last time in the Group 2, then over the Cox Plate distance, 5 lengths behind Stazzy Tarby. I just thought this was a horse that had a decent barrier, might be a bit of a challenger. $11, I liked that price. Could have been on the Creek, but it doesn't do to do with barrier 13, so just went with the Pearl. And then a Quinella for 3 Ladies Man, that's currently 10-1. 4 One Bold Cat, similar price. 11 La Creek and 13 Pearl of Alsace. So that is that. And then going briefly over to Ascot, where it's the Group 1 Northerly. Yeah, went through the field here. I think there's a lot of value. You can get really excited about this. Bustler didn't have a great run. Last time it was posted wide. Before that, it was a good second. 30-1 for a former Group 1 winner. That's something I want to be on. Mojo Rhythm's been running really good its last few starts. It's priced again at 80-1. Curramundi, that's a favourite horse of mine. It's really jumping up in class, but I'll put it in the Quinella just as a bit of a Hail Mary. That's 150-1, 270 on the tote currently. Zipaway, that would be my best bet based on reason in this race. I like that it's been close up in its recent runs. Lightly raced, 13 starts, 3 wins, 5 placings. I think from barrier 4, that's a very smart bet. Sox Nation is always good value in this, or it tends to run at good value. But like also lightly raced, 15 starts, 3 wins, 4 placings. It's got a decent barrier. I mean, it's not as good a race as it's run in last time, so that's got to be mentioned. Super Spink, deservedly favourite. Flower of Gold, close up. Overs at 30-1. Storyville been great lately. Can it do it again? I'd probably rather jump off a little bit. So I'm going to do a bonus bet on Bustler for the win. I'll back it for the place with cash. Each way on Zipaway, number 12. And then a big Quinella for 3 Bustler, 9 Mozo Rhythm, 11 Curramundi, 12 Zipaway, 14 Super Spink, 15 Sox Nation, 18 Flower of Gold. That will do it. And then, yeah, that's everything. So pretty straightforward, a pretty quick episode. And then for sport, Sportsbet are doing a promo on the UFC. So I know nothing about this. It'll be a new frontier, but I looked at it and there weren't too many options in the $1 to $1.50 category to sort of pad out your $2 bet. But it's Panda Hoyo versus Asa Kugarai, I think. Oh no, I've got that totally wrong. But anyway, I'm going for the favourite Pantoyo at $1.38, and then the fight ends within the 5 rounds at $1.37, and then putting those together, odds exactly of $2. So $20 on that. Trying to double our money. Let's see if we can. And yeah, so we want the we want the favourite to win, and it to be within the 5 rounds, so no decision for us. So that will do it. That will be the whole offering, and yeah, let's see how we go with a bit of extra ammunition for bonus bets. As mentioned, we're down to the 7% profits, so times are tough, and we really could use the UFC coming through for us as a win, or even some more bonus bets for next week would be great. But yeah, good luck to you on a Country Cups weekend, and let's check in next week and see where things are at.
And then came Sweet Liaison as they turned for home. Jefferson, he's been in front every inch of the way. He's out like 2.